Hello everyone, this is Nirjar Gupta from Department of Civil Engineering, SIRT Bhopal under the SAGE group. In this today's video lecture, we are going to have the overview for the Transportation Engineering 2, that is in the 5th semester as per your RGPV curriculum. Previously, in the 4th semester, you all have studied about the Transportation Engineering 1, in which you have studied about the majorly about the railways, bridges, and tunnels. In this subject, what we are going to study, let's see about that in the coming slides. As we see, the presentation is that video contains about the scheme, syllabus, books, course outcomes, and the weightage of the subject as from the different competitive exams point of view also. Its subject code is CE50T and 2, and if we move with the scheme of the RGPV, that is Rajiv Gandhi Pradyogiki Mahavishwavidyalay, if we see, you can clearly see that in the scheme we have all the CE502 in the second number, that is the transportation engineering, which has its end semester of 70 marks, and as always the mid semester and the PUT exams for the 20 marks, and the quiz assignment of 10, and end semesters will be again if we see about the practicals, which is generally taken by the viva or the external examiner, that is for the 30 marks, and lab work is for 20 marks. So if we combine all the weightage, then this transportation engineering holds almost 150 marks of total weightage out of 750 marks from in all of your fifth semester scheme. This is all about the scheme for the transportation engineering. It contains the different subjects also, but here we are going to talk about only the transportation engineering. This was about the scheme for the fifth semester, and if we move for the syllabus, uh, then we see the syllabus is that it contains as always the 5 units, and the first unit, if we just categorize the syllabus, then we have the 5 units, out of which 3 units are very much related to your highway engineering, and the last 2 units are related with the airport engineering. In the first unit, we are going to, here this in the screen you can see what does the first unit contains, and if we are going to have the basic idea about what how the highway is being planned, what are the different surveys that are required for the highway location, what are different patterns of road, and how the financing for the roads is being carried out. Along with it, we are going to also study in the cross-sectional elements of the highway, that is like width, what will be the width, what is the camber, super elevation, side distance, and many other things about the different cross-sectional elements. After having the basic idea of all these elements and financing and planning, we'll learn about the construction of the road in the second unit, that is the bituminous and CC road. Here we'll study in depth about the design of flexible pavement as well as the design of rigid pavement. Here the flexible pavement means the bituminous pavement, and if we talk about rigid pavement, then it means about the cement concrete pavement. This was all about the design prospect, and again if we move in the third unit, it contains about the low cost road, drainage of road, and various traffic regulatory operation or the equipments that are being used. For example, if we talk about the low cost road that is generally being constructed in the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Awas Sadak Yojana, and also how to stabilize the road by using the locally available material, and also how we can maintain and increase the life of the road. Along with it, if we see, the traffic engineering and transport planning is also added. In the second part of the third unit contains about the different rotaries, different signal systems, different street lighting, and also about the design of the rotary, which is very important, and the traffic assessment, that from where the traffic is moving or what is the origin and destination studies. So we are going to study about all these things about the highway engineering in depth in all the 3 units. If we see the last two units, then in the fourth unit, it majorly focus on the airport planning, that how we have to select the site for the airport, what are the different characteristics of the aircraft, and along with it, what are basic requirements for the construction of runway along with the wind direction that comes under the windrose diagram, and what is the length requirement. Along with that, we should also know about the taxiways, that how you are going to connect the taxiways along with the runway, and what will be the pattern capacity for the runway. And this is all about the construction part in the unit 4, and in the fifth unit it contains about majorly about the operational part, that is how you will imply the zoning regulation in the adjoining areas of the airport, what will be your the approach area or the imaginary surfaces that will be constructed, and how you will be using the lightning system, that is the rotating beacon, boundary lights, approach lights, and many other things which are required for the highway for the runway operations and the airport safe landing. And if we see that the generally we today's nowadays we are having the instrumental landing system, that is the automated system. So how you will be constructing the watchtower, and what techniques you are using for the construction of for the imparting the signals and the guidance to the aircraft maintenance engineers, so that we can have the safe operation along with the connection to establish with the pilot. So we all must be learning in depth about this in the fourth and the fifth unit, and this subject also contains about the practical knowledge of the various tests that are being performed for the highway constructions. So in all we are having almost 13 tests, and we'll be performing all these tests. Along with this 13, we will be performing 3 to 4 more tests which are very much required for this. Out of which, if we see this fourth number of test, that is the California bearing CBR test, that is the most important test, and with that is also being used in the geotechnical engineering. And their various tests are being performed for the bituminous materials also, to assess the quality of the bitumen, to have the proper grade of the bitumen, and to test the life of the bitumen. And also we have three tests, that is the crushing value test and abrasion value and the shape test. These are also tests that are being that are being conducted for the quality assessment of the material that are used for the highway construction. So we are going to perform all the 13 tests in our labs, and we are this is the some of the reference book which are being suggested by the university. And in the book section we will be dealing with in the next slide. Like if we proceed with the books, then we have majorly these five books. In all these four books that are being shown here separately, these all four books are associated with the highway engineering, and I would suggest you to go with this highway engineering Justo and Khanna book. That is the very I must say that it is very much related with your syllabus, and almost all the highway part is being covered very nicely in this highway engineering, and the language is also very easy. And if we see this highway engineering by Dr. S.K. Sharma, this book also includes about the last two units, that is the airport engineering. So if we want all the five units in one book, but then you can proceed with Dr. S.K. Sharma of Highway Engineering by Ashton Publishers. Otherwise, if you want a separate book for the highway engineering, that is the Justo and Khanna by New Age Charutar Publications. And if we see about the airport engineering, and if you want to have the in-depth knowledge and a very clear vision about the airport engineering, then you can proceed with this airport engineering book by SC Rangwala, that is from the Charutar publication. And I would suggest you to go with this Justo and Khanna for the highway engineering, and SC Rangwala for the airport engineering. This was all about the book scheme syllabus. Now the question comes that why should you study this subject? If you are going to study this subject, then these are the five major outcomes of the subject that is being expected, that if you will study in depth of all the 5 units, then the first outcome will be that you will be able to state the basic concepts of highway planning in India along with the financing of road, and will be explained the different cross-sectional elements of highway as per the IRC standards. IRC means here that is the Indian Road Congress. These are the some standard codes for the specific design so that we can have the uniformity throughout the country in the construction of the roads. If the second course outcome if we see, then you will be able to compare and design different types of flexible and rigid pavement with the materials, with the details of the material required for the highway construction. This is the second course outcome. And if we see about the third, then you will also be able to understand the low cost road construction maintenance, and you will be able to state the basic of traffic engineering along with the classification of different types of traffic control devices. The fourth point says that you will be able to understand the basics of airport elements and apply its basics in the airport planning. And if we see the fifth point, the last point, it says that you will be also able to sketch and analyze the airport obstruction, lightning, and traffic control process. So if we see all the 5 course outcome, then you will be able, you can just make a clear image that will be also having the design aspects. You will be having an overview to all the cross-sectional elements, and you will also understand the what are the how the highway is being constructed and what type of road is to be constructed and where is to be used. Along with that, you will also have the basic idea about the airport engineering also. This was all about the course outcome. Now if some of the are having that we are want to, why should we study for the, if we consider it with the competitive point of view, then this is the weightage of the subjects along with the RJPV 70 marks and theory paper and semester, and 150 of the total weightage, that is from out of 750. It also holds a weightage of 8 to 12 marks in your gate examination. And if we see the Indian Engineering Services, that is IES prelims, it majorly contains the weightage for 12 to 20 marks. And in different state PSCs, generally 15 to 20% questions are being asked from this transportation engineering. And here also, if we see about the subject, then from the third year itself, from in 2020 only, the IIT Bombay has released that the third years appearing students are also eligible for the appearing in the gate exam. So it is the very high time for you to study the transportation engineering, and I request you all to give more focus on the transportation engineering, and in that way you will be able to crack the gate exam, or just will be in the third year itself will be able to qualify the gate exam. This was all about the transportation engineering, and in the coming videos I'll be giving you brief introduction about the highway planning, on will be majorly discussing about the different transportation aspects and the modes, and along with it we'll be studying the in the first unit the cross sectional elements. I thank you all for patiently listening and viewing the video. Thank you.